I am Offiong Aqua. Today, we have brought back our last guest, the activist Manfred Ekpe, and we are going to talk about the mess that is Dakkada Palm Oil Ltd. That's what we're going to talk about today. Allegations have been made. These are very strong allegations have been made against the sitting governor of Akwa Ibom, Pastor Umo Eno, his predecessor, the one he himself calls his political godfather, Udom Emmanuel, that they own most of the shares in Dakkada Palm Oil Ltd. In fact, some activists have called for a look into this, but specifically, Manfred Ekpe has demanded a probe of Dakkada Palm Oil Ltd. Today, we have Manfred Ekpe here, so we will allow him talk about his findings and his thinking about this Dakkada Palm Oil share scandal. So Manfred Ekpe, welcome to my show.
Thank you very much,
yes.
Dr. Offiong.
Yes.
You see, there has been a lot of scandals about government-owned enterprises, state-owned enterprises in Akwa Ibom State, and this is not the first time. But the revelations are just beginning to come out.
Yes.
And one wonders why Akwa Ibom State elected and appointed officials are not always honest to themselves, to their God, and to the nation. We have always had controversies about the ownership status of Ibom Air Company Limited, St. Gabriel Coconut Oil Refinery, Golden something flour mill, and syringe factory, and all that.
Yes.
Now, on that of Dakkada Palm, Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited in Esireket and Udom local government areas and Mbo local government areas, the palm estate is in 3 local government areas of Esireket, Mbo, and Udom local government areas. It was called Akwa Palm Industries, managed by the Russians under the military. And that happens to be my area. It was managed during the military era. It was the Russians that managed that company, and they managed it so well. But as soon as it was handed over to Nigerians, the government, the company, Akwa Palm Industry Limited, went under. In 2021, the government of the former governor Udom Emmanuel purported to have revamped the company under a new name, Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. And according to government information, for instance, according to the audited statements from the Akwa Ibom State, according to the Akwa Ibom State audited financial statement 2023, Akwa Ibom State government is said to have 100% ownership of Dakkada Global Oil Limited. Just as they are claiming that Akwa Ibom State government has 100% ownership of Ibom Air. But
yes,
what investigation has revealed is that Akwa Ibom State government is not the owner of Dakkada Global Oil Limited. That there are 5 persons, 5 Nigerians are the owners of that company.
Manfred, before you continue, you meant to say
5 Nigerians. One of them Manfred, is not an Akwa Ibomite.
Manfred, can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
I can hear.
Please,
I can hear you.
I want to correct something.
I can hear you.
Okay. You wanted to say Dakkada Palm Oil Limited, not Dakkada Oil Limited, just to be sure. So everybody knows what you're talking about. Continue.
Yes, yes, Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited.
Thanks.
That is the incorporated. That is the incorporated oil palm, not palm oil, but oil palm limited. That is the incorporated name with the Corporate Affairs Commission.
Okay, continue, please.
Yes. So there are actually 5. Yes, according to the documents dated 18 September 2024 from the Corporate Affairs Commission status report from the Corporate Affairs Commission dated 18 September 2024. There are 5 persons who own Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. One of them is a Yoruba man by name Yusuf Yusuf Laidi. The other person is Umo Eno, who is the present governor of Akwa Ibom State. The other person is Emmanuel Ekuwem, who is the immediate past secretary to the state government under the former governor Udom Emmanuel, and of course Nkanang Gabriel Emmanuel, the brother to the former governor of Akwa Ibom State.
Yes.
And Umo Eno himself holds 20% equity share in the company, 20 million shares in the company, 20 million shares in the company. And they are the owners of the company, despite official records showing that it is 100% owned by the government. All right.
Yes.
Now, it has also been revealed that it is government, it is public funds. It is public funds that has always been used to capitalize or recapitalize the Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited, while public funds is being sunk into the business, into the investment. The investment happens to be private, happens to be of private ownership, which is corruption. It is a fraud.
Yes.
On 20th of November 2024, the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Barrister Ini Ememebong, came out in a press statement dated on that date, claiming that Governor Umo Eno only holds shares in the company in trust or on trust for the state government. However, the commissioner went ahead in that press statement. The commissioner went ahead to explain that it was the policy of the Udom administration that government officials were always appointed to sit on the board of public companies, of government-owned companies, and also to hold share on trust for the state government. And that is how Umo Eno held 20 million shares on trust for the state government. However, the Honorable Commissioner have not explained why Nkanang, Gabriel Emmanuel, and Yusuf Laidi, Ulusanja Yusuf Laidi, who were not members of the Akwa Ibom State government. They were not in the Akwa Ibom State government. They were private individuals. He did not tell Akwa Ibom, he did not tell Nigerians under what capacity did those individuals hold the shares in the company. I mean a company that the government, both in public statements, both in news reports, and in the audited financial statements up till from 2021 to 2023, said that the company, okay, claim that the company is 100% owned by the government. How then did 5 individuals then hold the shares in the company? And now the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, but it's in a memo now comes out to say that in the case of Umo Eno, he held it on trust for the government.
Yes.
In what status did other people? In what status did other people who were not part of the government, who were not public officers, under what? What is their status? Under what capacity did they hold those shares? That is not it. We are just talking now. We are just talking now as if holding shares for the government, or let me not say we, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy is talking as if an individual person holding shares on trust for the government is lawful. Of course, it is not lawful. It is not lawful. Yes, shares can be held. Yes, but what type of entities, what type of persons can hold shares of a company in trust for the government? And when I talk about persons, in law, there are 2 types of persons. The natural person born by a woman and an artificial person created by law.
Yes.
An artificial person is an enactment, is created by virtue of an enactment. In the case of Nigeria, either by the act of the National Assembly or by the law of the State House of Assembly or by the bylaw of the local government. Create artificial persons, and companies are artificial persons. Now, it is the law that only artificial persons, that is only entities created by law, can buy and hold shares on behalf of the government, not private individuals as public officers or private individuals or public officers. No, there is no such law. And of course, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, by saying did not cite any law that permitted now Governor Umo Eno or any other natural person to hold shares in Dakkada Global Oil Limited in trust or on trust for the Akwa Ibom State government. Now, in the case of Akwa Ibom State, it is Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation is saddled with the statutory responsibility to hold shares on trust for the Akwa Ibom State government. And Akikop was established by the law of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly in 2012. So one may ask, where Akikop is in existence, is an active entity in existence, why then did government now decide to obtain loan in 2021, 500 million naira from Polaris Bank? And even the question of the ownership of Polaris Bank is also in controversy. Obtain 500 million naira from Polaris Bank in 2021 and then use 200 million naira out of that 300 million naira and buy shares for individuals which have been mentioned. And today we are told that these individuals were holding the shares on trust for the government. It does not add up. It does not add up at all. What happened to Akikop? What if the government had bought that? Yes, what if the loan was transferred to Akikop and Akikop then buy the shares for the government? Buy the shares of the Dakkada Global Oil Palm Ltd for the government. Why individual persons? So all the excuses and efforts to explain all these malfeasance, to me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all.
Okay.
So that is my humble submission on the matter.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much, Ma'am Frederick Bear. So if you don't mind, I will summarize what you've said, because some people have joined us a little bit later, just to make sure that what you've said in terms of the public record is clear. And then if I go through this, if I make a single mistake, feel free to write it down. So when I finish, you can say, well, no, this is what I actually said. I'm going to summarize. It's on tape, but still, people are joining us live. That's why I am going to summarize it. You don't mind, right? Let me just go through. I don't mind.
Yes, you can continue.
After that, I will ask you questions. The public will be free to ask their own questions too. So, Manfred Ekpe is saying that what is now Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited was already some kind of oil palm companies that had existed before. My understanding is that there were 5 of them that existed before. Some were run by Russians, etc. But that's not the issue. The issue is that in November or in September 13th, 2023, I believe. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. Dakkada Global.
All right, please.
Was. Eh?
Can I come in there? Please let me come in there. Because you've made a very fundamental mistake.
Come in, please.
I said that what is called global or Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited today was originally called Akwa Palm Industries Limited.
Thank you.
Akwa Palm Industries Limited, and was established by the government of Akwa Ibom State in 1988. Okay. 1988.
Yes.
Now, this Akwa Palm Industries Limited was managed by the Russians.
Yes.
Was initially managed by the Russians. But as soon as the management was turned over to the Nigerians, the company was run down. That was about 30 years ago. Yeah, the company was run down about 30 years ago.
Yes.
And that it is this same Akwa Palm Industries Limited that was liquidated by the owner, which is the Akwa Ibom State government in 2021. Yes, it was liquidated in 2021.
Yes.
And in its place, Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited was established.
Oh, in 2021.
And incorporated.
Yes.
In 2021, yes. Okay. Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited was established in its place.
Yes.
Yes, was incorporated in its place and incorporated under the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the correction.
And that document.
Yes.
Yes, and that document status report from the Corporate Affairs Commission, dated 13 September 2024, reveals that there are 5 persons who are the owners of this Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. One of who is the present governor of Akwa Ibom State, and that the public funds was used in establishing this company and in capitalizing and recapitalizing this Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited, and that government also obtained 500 million naira loan, which loan was used for the purpose of the Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. But yet, record shows that it is individual persons that own this company, and of course that the 2021, 2022, 2023 audited financial reports of the Akwa Ibom State government claims that the Dakkada Oil Palm Limited is owned 100% by government. The document from the Corporate Affairs Commission shows otherwise, that the company is actually owned by 5 individuals. That is the summary of all what I am saying.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you, because you have to understand, Manfred, not everybody is a lawyer. So I kind of try to put it in language.
Okay.
Yeah, so you are very legal, which is fine, because at the end of the day, these are legal issues. They're legal issues. Apart from, but the thing is, we have to present it to a non-legal community, which is 10 million Akwa Ibom people. But they're legal. They're legal to the extent that if Akwa Ibom State has spent Akwa Ibom money, if it had borrowed money from Polaris Bank, and then spent Akwa Ibom money on a company that is not owned by Akwa Ibom State, if they have lied that 100% of the company is owned by Akwa Ibom State, then that is illegal. Okay? So to that extent, yes, your legal knowledge
agreed.
Yes, it's very important, but we need to tell the public that Governor Umo Eno and Udom Emmanuel, who has been part of this whole thing, because Nkanang, name there, those are the Udom Emmanuel's brother, is a shareholder till today in this oil palm limited company. And Akwa Ibom money, 10 million people's money is being used for this guy to come and hold shares in a company that is stealing Akwa Ibom money in broad daylight. We cannot run away from this. What you said is very consequential. It's not a game. It is something. You are asking for a probe. I'm asking for more than this. I'm saying Udom Emmanuel cannot be allowed to travel out of Akwa Ibom until he resolves this matter. We need to hear from the governor. Let the governor come and contradict what Manfred Ikpe has said. Let the governor state who really owns Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. Is it these 5 owners that was listed by Manfred? One of the owners is not even from Akwa Ibom. But did he bring his own money to buy these shares? Or is he a surrogate? Is he put there surreptitiously by Udom Emmanuel, who seems to be acting in concert with, by Umo Eno, who seems to be acting in concert with Udom Emmanuel? Look, ladies and gentlemen, we are not interested in personal issues about these people. This is purely about Akwa Ibom in particular. This is about Akwa Ibom people, right? This is about Akwa Ibom people today, as we sit here today. Somebody called me in Akwa Ibom and told me that it took him almost 90,000 naira to fill the tank of his car. That he does not visit people anyhow because fuel is so expensive. And in a state like this, that the governor and his brother, the former governor and his brother, the present governor is playing games with Akwa Ibom money, using Akwa Ibom money to buy or hold shares in company, purporting, first of all, being confused. On one hand, not telling us who owns the company. On the other hand, saying, well, Akwa Ibom owns 100% of the company. And then in a memo, the Commissioner for Finance should also be held responsible. By the way, in a memo, should realize the way the world works. People who work for Hitler later on had to face justice. So
excuse me.
If it's lying,
excuse me.
Yes. I've stopped.
Excuse me, Doctor. Barrister. Yes, Barrister Inyememebong is the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, not Commissioner for Finance.
No, I know that. I know okay, sorry, I didn't say if I said finance, but I know that Inyememebong is Commissioner for Information. But it does not matter what he's Commissioner for, in the sense that if he's lying on behalf of the government, if he knows that it is true of all what you stated here, because for him to come out now and say things like, well, that the governor when they caught the governor, when the governor was caught as holding shares, which governor holds shares in a government company? In any country in the world, in a democracy, a governor holds shares in a company of a state of which he's governor openly, right? I'm not aware of any governor who can do this. And you, as a lawyer, you have cited to us that actually this is illegal. That there's no law permitting any person to hold shares in trust for the really, Pastor Moino, you're going to be holding shares for Akwa Ibom when you have Akikop, which Manfred pointed out. The Akikop is supposed to be the company that holds shares on behalf of the government. It's supposed to be something very official. But for the governor to be part owner, because Manfred Ekpe has demonstrated, look, the governor can come out and tell us that Manfred Ekpe is lying here. But Manfred Ekpe is quoting news reports, is quoting government documents. Manfred Ekpe is being very accurate here as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, the governor can push back. The governor can come and deny the statement that his own commissioner for information in Emmanuel said. He can come and deny what his own government has said about the ownership of that company. We are waiting for that. But to me, it is clear. Look, there have been a lot of allegations, Manfred. There have been allegations that the governor is part owner of Ibom. There have been allegations that the towers is building in Lagos is working in cahoots with Udom Emmanuel. I have made podcasts on this, but those allegations. But what you've provided here are explosive proofs on this particular company. They are very specific. They are explosive. This is not something we can walk away from until the governor comes out and talks about it. Let him come out and tell us about the 500 million naira. What happened to it in 2021? I'm sure he will say, well, I was not there in 2021. That was for Udom Emmanuel. The loan they got from Polaris Bank, fine. Let Udom Emmanuel answer for that too. Udom Emmanuel is his political godfather. The governor can afford to ask
no, excuse me, sir, please. Yes, please permit me to come in there.
Yes.
The government is continuum. Government is continuum. Whatsoever happens in the Akwa Ibom State government, even as far back as 1987, when the state was created, it is an existing government, except it is a criminal matter, a criminal charge that the incumbent governor cannot be responsible because criminal liability is not transferable. But when it has to do with governance, when it has to do with questions in relation to governance, corporate governance, it is the existing governor, the incumbent governor, that has the duty to answer, because presently he is on the saddle and the government being continuum, everything is on his table. He has to answer the question.
I completely agree. By the way, I also wanted to be sure of something. Again, if I'm
also
wrong,
and also the commissioner for information and strategy in Yememebong is a lawyer. As I have earlier
okay, I think we have a little bit of freezing there, which sometimes happen when we speak with Nigeria. Sometimes you have network problems. So as we wait for Manfred to come on, one of the things he said
that permits enough.
Okay, he's back. Yes. Are you back? Okay, so it looks like Manfred has been frozen. But we're going to work with this. We're going to work with these technical issues. It's nobody's fault. It's a Nigerian network. The way it was set up by Obasanjo, who, because his friend from South Africa served up, he let people get away. He let networks, phone companies get away with this freezing, of which they should have been sued. But Obasanjo, he has his own, issues going on. So, but let us see. Manfred, are you on now? Are you on? I think it's still freezing. So, for that moment, let me reiterate his points. One of the things he said. Oh, are you on now? Anyway, we'll just talk through it. So one thing he said is that he was very specific.
Hello?
Yes, you are back. Are you back? Are you back? So anyway, he was very specific. He stated publicly, as you all heard today, that Pastor Umo Eno owns 20 million shares. Today, 20 million shares in this Dakkada Global Oil Palm Limited. He stated there. So the governor has to come and tell us, does he own these shares or not? Does he own these shares or not? 20 million shares. He also stated, Manfred Ekpe also stated that government funds, Akwa Ibom government funds, have been used to recapitalize this company, this palm oil company or oil palm company. Government funds have been used to recapitalize this company. This is a company owned by 5 individuals. He named them. Laide, the governor, Pastor Umo Eno, who owns, according to him, 20 million shares. The former governor, Udom Emmanuel, his brother, Nkanang, owns part of this company. And so these are issues that Akwa Ibom need to face. So let us make sure whether Manfred Ekpe is able to be back. Are you back?
I am back.
Please continue. Continue from where you stopped.
Sorry for interruption.
No problem.
Yes.
All
right. All right. Please remind me where I stopped.
Okay. I think you were talking about the liability of the Commissioner for Information.
Okay.
The fact that I did not know this, but you pointed out to me that he's a lawyer.
All right.
Because as far as I'm concerned, a lawyer too has to answer to the bar.
Yes.
He has to answer to the bar. If he's spreading false information, he answer to the bar. So I'll let you continue, please.
Number one, let me make one facts clear. Yes, I am trained in law. I hold an LLB degree in law, but I have not yet been called to the Nigerian bar. And of course, I was not trained in Nigeria. That's number one. Number two, Barrister Inyememebong is not has not committed any professional misconduct by defending the government that he serves as a public officer. So having to answer to the Nigerian Bar Association, I think it is not within the confines of the legal practitioners disciplinary measures.
Yeah, but Manfred,
yes, he is doing his official duty.
Manfred, but wait a minute. What we said was that if he has knowingly carried false information, we did not say he should answer to the bar. We're saying that if he's knowingly carrying false information, that is when the bar can question him. Knowingly. If he's just carrying this information, he's just being told, go and say that the government owns Ibom thing, he's doing his job. But if he's part of it, if he has knowingly carried it, we don't know other this thing. So we were just supposing. We're not saying he should be investigated by the bar. What we've said openly.
Anyway, incidentally, doctor, in law, telling lies is not a crime except the lie is told under oath.
So even if he's carrying false information by people who were technically have committed crimes, yes. So if he's carrying false information, carrying false information. And
Morally, it could be it would be wrong, but legally under Section 36 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, as altered,
Yes.
telling a lie is not a crime and cannot be punished except such a lie is told under oath.
Okay, so maybe that's why Niemabong told the lie. He doesn't care. Then nobody can do anything to him. The law protects him. He can come and say whatever he likes. What that does then, it puts us on notice. It puts us on notice that that's why he's able to do this, right? That's what, but we are not the Bar Association. We are Akwa Ibom people, right? We are Akwa Ibom. We have a right to question him, to tell him that it may be immoral, but it is beyond immoral. If you are lying, this is a lot of money. You are lying to protect people, or to basically protect this governor, the former governor, his brothers, and all that from essentially this amounts to stealing in a way, because they're using Akwa Ibom to recapitalize this company. They're using Akwa Ibom to borrow money from Polaris, but they're doing all of this. Why people are suffering in the state, that is beyond telling a lie. If I personally see Barrister Imamobong, I may not arrest him, but I will tell him you're a bad person. You're a bad person. You're a wicked person. You have no heart. You have no heart. You should not be a public officer. I can tell him that. People can tell him that. Sometimes in politics, it's not necessarily, everything does not have to be, you have to be legal or law. If you are wrong, when it comes to the public, we can tell you that you are, right? And we are Akwa Ibom people, right? We are Akwa Ibom people. Me, as an ABBO person, I can tell you, in my culture, like the culture of everybody else in Akwa Ibom, for the Idiowo, you are a bad seed. In those days, they would have expelled you from our villages. You are a bad seed. And that we can say. We don't have to put any law, right? That we can say. But to go back to what we're talking about, I think we have gone over this. Everything is clear in what you've said. And
yes, and doctor, doctor, if you may give me time to conclude what I was saying on the side of Barrister Imamobong. As I said, Barrister Imamobong, the Commissioner for Information and Strategy, has not cited any law to support his proposition that Mr. Umo Eno was holding or is holding the Dakkada Global Oil Palm Ltd on trust for the state government. But whereas the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 is very clear.
Yes,
a private person, an individual, cannot hold shares in a company on trust for the government. It has to be a corporate body. And of course, what Barrister Imamobong was trying to tell us is actually against, is in contravention of the Nigerian Corporate Governance Code 2018.
Okay. Which
also stipulates how procurement may be done for the government, including buying of shares in companies, which should only be held by a corporate body on trust for the government, not by individual persons.
So you still then believe? Do you believe that Imamobong is aware of this?
Imamobong is a lawyer.
Okay. So that's your answer. So basically, you are saying that
yes, I can only say that Imamobong, yes, Imamobong is a lawyer, and by virtue of being a lawyer and a public officer, it is believed that he knows the corporate governance code of Nigeria. He is also familiar with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act. All right. And of course, he also knows he also knows the statutory duty, responsibilities of AKICOP, Akwa Ibom State Investment Corporation.
Yep. That is the
which
function
is to hold investment.
Yes. So
AKICOP is an agency. AKICOP.
Yes.
No, AKICOP is not a company. AKICOP is not a company.
Right? Yes. So that's
yes,
the company
AKICOP. Yes, AKICOP is an agency. It is not a company. It is a government agency.
Yes. Okay.
It is a government agency established in 2012 by the law of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. It is a government agency. One of the responsibilities of that agency is to buy and hold shares in companies on behalf of or on trust for the Akwa Ibom State government.
So the governor cannot do this. Duties. So Manfred, to be clear, the governor cannot do this. AKICOP can do this, can hold shares on behalf of the government.
Yes, the governor is different from AKICOP. The governor is a natural person born by a woman. The governor is a natural person born by a woman. And by virtue of that reason, and by virtue of his office, he cannot hold shares in trust for the government. It is only AKICOP that can hold shares in trust for the government.
Okay, no, you've made that particular point. So basically, Udom Emmanuel, who is an ex-governor, cannot hold shares on behalf of the government. He has shares. He has those shares for himself. His brother Nkanang cannot hold shares on behalf of the government. He has shares because we cannot have all these people hold all these shares, and then the government is saying that the company is owned 100%. So, by the way, so Manfred, you're already winding up. I have somebody who wants to speak. I don't know. We're going to have the person identify himself, and then I'm going to have him speak, right? So,
all right, he will be welcome.
Okay, so excuse me, sir. Can you identify yourself, please, first?
I am T, and that stands for Titles Edits Apan.
Okay, so our brother Titus Akpan, you are free to make a comment or ask questions.
All right. I am very impressed. Actually, this is my first time of joining this broadcast, and I want to appreciate the effort that you are doing, and I really wish that you get results for this work. Concerning the issue at hand, I don't want us to kind of grab here and grab here and grab there, and at the end of the day, we miss the substance. Manfred Ekwe, just like you've also noticed, has facts on at hand. This is not just, I don't believe in rumors or hearsay allegations. No, this one is more than allegations. It has facts, and I want us to, I'm interested in this matter. I want us to pursue it from this angle. Two things are very, very clear here. Number one, there is discrepancies about the ownership of the global oil palm mill. There's discrepancy there. One, we are told by the governor that it is 100% owned by Akwa Ibom State, and records from the Corporate Affairs Commission is saying otherwise, that it's owned by 5 individuals who are the major shareholders. That one is a point. So they have to come and clarify. They are lying that it's a private company, but they're not lying that it's owned by the government. That is it. If they come and now say, from what Manfred has explained, the press man for the governor, I don't know the name now, trying to say that the governor is holding the shares in trust for the state. That too is another infringement that we also hang on. As Manfred has said, a natural person cannot hold the share in trust for a government. So in any way they are going about it, that okay, it's not it's owned by government or it's owned by individuals. Individuals are holding for the shares for the state in trust. They are wrong. Those two things are wrong. That is two things that I've seen in this matter very clear. Issues about the loan, the 500 million and what they use for, those ones I don't know details, I don't know that one. But two things are very clear in this matter, and those two things is what I've stated. If we hold them at that point, there's no how the truth will come. They lied, it's a government company, and fact is showing otherwise. That's number one. And number two, if they say they were holding the shares on behalf of the government, it's not possible. They are wrong, because natural persons cannot do that. Just like you suggested, a government agency, Akiko, could have been able to do that, or any other corporation which they deem fit necessary. So those are the two things that I've gotten from this matter, and I want you to pursue it from that angle. Every other thing will fall in place if you grab those two aspects. Thank you.
Thank you, Status. Before Manfred reacts, my own reaction is to thank you for focusing us on those 2 points. In fact, as you are talking, and I'm thinking about everything, and I'm agreeing with you. Those are the 2 main things. These are something we can we can go to the corporate affairs papers and see those 5 people. We can also see, so I really I thank you for that. We are going to, as you can imagine, this is just the beginning of this issue, but I will try my best to focus on those 2 things, because those are the 2 things that are straightforward. I mean, I have my opinions about it. That's different. But in terms of, this particular case and the facts of the case, the verifiable facts of the case, you are right on the money. So thank you. Thank you. So Manfred, you have anything to comment? Because it looks like
thank you very much.
Picked up the things you were able to say. Yes. Yes, Manfred.
For really beating. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
So
thank you, Titus for really beating us to the focus. What I would like to add is that the governor of Akwa Ibom State is also seen to hold 39.30. It also seen to hold reported to hold 31.9% of the Ibom Fadama Microfinance Bank. And in the 2023 audited financial statements of the state government, it is also claimed in the report that the microfinance bank is owned 100% by the government, but yet the governor holds 31.9% thereof, while 3 other persons hold the rest of the shares. 61, while the 3 other persons hold 68.1% of the shares. Akwa Ibom State government does not hold any share. Hello.
Yes, but Akwa Ibom government has been is supposed to be the owner of this Fadama Microfinance Bank.
Yes, Ibom Fadama Microfinance Bank. According to the reports, it is in the audited financial statement 2023. It is claimed that it is 100% owned by the government, but yet papers from the Corporate Affairs Commission shows that it is owned by 4 persons, by 4 individual persons. Are these persons, including the governor, are they also holding those shares on trust for the government? What happens to Akikop? I have already said that there is no law. There is no law that an individual person, a natural person, can hold shares on behalf of the government.
Well, thank you. I mean, it is obvious, but what Title said is very important. Let's just pick this one first, right? Because it looks like we will be able to unravel a lot more. From what you are saying, there are a lot more. So clearly, there is a mixing up of government business and personal business in Akwa Ibom. That has been illustrated just by this.
Yes, and to be please, can I chip in?
Please.
To be very honest, I had always avoided. Yes, to be very honest, I had always avoided government statement, reading anything about government, because I know government tells a lot of lies, a lot of insincerity. But at a point, I saw Umo Eno's government as a government that is very sincere. That is why, if I wanted to have any information about what is happening at home, I will simply go to the government website or to the government official social media page and read the information there, which I always hold to be sacrosanct and truth. And of course, I have been saying that Umo Eno has brought back life, brought back sanity, and frustrated that all these things are coming to light. So does it mean that that all this while we are being deceived? So does it mean that all the companies that we feel that is owned by Akwa Ibom State government is actually not owned by Akwa Ibom State government, that is owned by individual persons? And a question might be asked, who is really the owner of the Nest of Champions, Gospel International Stadium at Uyo? You might be surprised it's owned by an individual person. It seems to appear that everything in Akwa Ibom State is being owned by individuals, and these individuals politically they may be on the opposite side. Politically, but somehow they are sitting together, they are eating together, they are doing their accounts together, account of their private business on Akwa Ibom State funds. They are doing it together somewhere else. So this is why it is very dangerous for anybody like all these social media guys to always pick on one politician against the other. All of them are together when it's come to a certain point. All of them are together.
They sure are. I completely agree with you, but we are going to work with this because we are going to chew this gradually, because as you said, Akwa Ibom might end up being like Lagos, where Tinubu owned Five Better, which was basically getting almost 10 to 20% of the revenue from Lagos. So this is an attempt to create that type of situation. But be it as it may, we are going to try our damnedest best to get Pastor Umo Eno, who today is the governor of Akwa Ibom State, to at least account for this. And then we will deal with these other issues one by one. The Fadama Bank thing, Ibom Air. We have heard stuff about, I have someone who wants to come and talk about internally generated revenues. That's why I've not even mentioned it, because I want facts. We're collecting papers that look, internally generated revenues, a very high percentage of it doesn't even go to Akwa Ibom people. That is why with all the 30 billion naira coming to Akwa Ibom every month, our people are still extremely poor. I'm not talking about the people in a wet housing with the black, with the cars, with the flashy government cars. That's not what I'm talking about. But most Akwa Ibom people are really doing bad. That should not happen in a state with this kind of money. But it is issues like this that explains it, that explains to us. Sometimes it's not just government incompetence that, oh, they're just inept. No, these are deliberate attempts by individuals. In this case, these governors, in this particular case, clearly, they have not, they have not done what is right. So we are going to try to wind it up because, Manfred, we had agreed to do this under 1 hour today. So I really thank you. If you have any conclusive things to say, feel free to do that.
All right. I think I have said all what I have to say, and I am calling on the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. I used to describe Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly as a Department of Legislative Affairs in the government, in the governor's office. Yes, because apart from the Offiong Aqua late House of Assembly during the time of former Governor Govt Industry, we actually do not have a House of Assembly in Akwa Ibom State.
Yep.
Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly is just a rubber stamp in the hands of the governor. So I would have asked, in fact, let me still ask officially, that the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly should probe into all these issues raised. It's a matter of public concern. They should probe all these issues concerned. That is the duty. That is one of the constitutional duties of the House of Assembly.
Yes.
So that is my conclusive statement.
Okay. So please, thank you very, very much. That is your opinion. You are, even though you have expressed doubt about the independence of this same House of Assembly, yes, we can, ask for probes and all that. But people like me are also free to look for a way to probe these people. We are living in 2024. The world is very open, right? Umo Eno may be in Akwa Ibom, but he has to leave Akwa Ibom. He has to go to Lagos. He has to come to the United States. He has to go to the United Kingdom. And the thing is, all Akwa Ibom people all over the world, whether they are in Italy, they need to know this about him. He must account for this. For example, if Pastor Umo Eno, which I know for sure, is coming next August to Akwa Ibom Convention in the United States, if he does not answer these questions, he should not come to that convention. I have no problem. If you want to sit down in a civilized way and just give us his own take, we will accept it. But what is not going to happen is for him to come and walk around like a king, like a honest broker, when we are sending Western Union, we are sending money to help our poor citizens that he has oppressed with his financial corruption in Akwa Ibom. We will do anything in our own powers. We have our own ways too. In 2024, the world has changed. The world has changed a lot. It's not just enough to sit down and do whatever you like in Uyo, and you are not accountable. There's no transparency. You're going to need people like Manfred to come out and say, look, the emperor has no clothes, but the world has changed. And our job is to keep working hard. And Manfred, I please beg you, continue doing what you're doing. Continue doing what you're doing, because I know, maybe you don't know, these people are saying to me, oh, Manfred supports the government. I said, well, the guy thought the government would do fine. I thought at the beginning that Udom Emmanuel, Umo Eno will be fine. But these things that has come out are really stuff that we need to speak about. And he needs to respond. He can respond. For example, if you want to send his representatives to this program, I'm very, very happy to host them. We provided our contact numbers there, +1 914 521 0817 on the screen, or by email, Offiong Aqua at gmail.com. We're open. We're ready to talk to anybody. But your facts are so strong that I don't know whether even to talk to, because what is there to talk about? Those things are there. It's just for them to come and account for many. So on that note, I thank everybody. I have seen some questions on YouTube. I will try to answer them after this. But we also thank Titus, who weighed in on the screen with us today. And, until we see again, we promise people like Titus that we'll look into this and we will come back to you with where we are on this. So
All right.
thank you very much and
Yeah.
goodbye.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you, Titus.
Yeah. Thank you.